Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lambert Park on this Sunday afternoon for the match between the home team, APIA Leichhardt, and the away team, Sydney Olympic. A big shout out to the women's who had a very, very good win just now, 2-0. But what a match this is shaping up to be. Of course, massive shout out to all our major sponsors, the Holman Barnes Group, West Ashfields are very long associated with them. Of course, Desane Property Groups, very generous donating to this scoreboard that we've got. Warburgers, Emerson Lewis Lawyers, Nick Rizzo Football Academy, Frog Online, ICM Property Services, IB Property, Premium Glass, Carsonview Homes. We really appreciate your support. Thank you. And now for the team lineups, ladies and gentlemen, starting with the away team, Sydney Olympic. You have number 1, Joseph Oloich. Number 2, and the captain, Peter Politis. Number 4, Joshua Hong. Number 5, Ian Gordon. Number 9, Marco Ambrovich. Number 12, Peter Grozos. Number 13, Liam Saba. Number 21, Yuta Kimura. Number 24, Ben Gason. Number 31, Yuto Fujita. Number 34, Marcus Fernandez. And now on the bench for Sydney Olympic, number 11, Georgios Luka. 14, Jacob Travalovich. 16, Bailey Callahan. 18, Junyong Kim. Number 23, Brooklyn Malia. Number 33, Maximilian Lugerich. And number 40, Anthony Carreras. And now for the home team, ladies and gentlemen, you're starting with number 1, Oliver Kalach. Number 2, Saya Kambiashi. Number 4, Ijan Kishimoto. Number 7, Jack Stewart. Number 8, Michael Conestavo. Number 19, Fabian Monge. Number 21, and good to see him back in the team, Michael Kuda. Number 22, Edward Caspers. 6, Oscar Gonzalez. On the bench for APIA Leichhardt, ladies and gentlemen, you've got number 3, Navid Alizada. Number 12, Antonio Rizzo. Number 15, Temba Guadamalu. Number 24, Cameron Fong. Number 28, Ali Saab. Number 30, Alex Denmead. And number 99, Franco Farinella.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lambert Park for round 11 action of the NPL New South Wales men's competition. It's APIA Leichhardt hosting Sydney Olympic in the Inner West Derby on this pleasant Sunday afternoon. Two teams currently sitting in very, very different positions on the competition ladder. APIA Leichhardt only one defeat so far this season, sitting in third place with victory, lifting them up to second place if they are able to collect all 3 points here. Sydney Olympic, on the other hand, well, things have not looked very bright for them this campaign. Currently sitting in 16th place, and with Blacktown City currently leading against Sydney FC by 2-0. If they fail to pick up 3 points here today, Sydney Olympic will be 4 points behind second place and 5 points behind third last and second last, I should say, and third last, Manly United. There was a coaching change midweek coming out of Belmore Sports Ground. David Magrone released of his duties as head coach. That spot taken up by Michael Melito. A very difficult task at hand for Melito and his coaching staff. And tasks don't get much more difficult than facing off against APIA Leichhardt, one of the superpowers in the NPL New South Wales competition. They'll have their work cut out this afternoon. Jake Rose is the man in the middle, and we'll run through the lineups now for you for both teams. For APIA Leichhardt in goals, and wearing the captain's armband today, number 1, Oliver Kalatz. Number 2, Seiya Kambayashi. Number 4, Eijin Kishimoto, getting his first start as an APIA player. Number 7, Jack Stewart. Number 8, Michael Conestabo. Number 15, Temba Mwatamalo. Number 19, Fabian Monge. Number 21, Michael Kuda. Number 22, Eddie Caspers. Number 24, Cameron Fong. And number 26, Oscar Gonzalez. For the visitors, number 1, Josip Orlovic. Number 2, Peter Politis. Number 4, Josh Hong. Number 5, Ziggy Gordon. Number 9, Marko Arambasic. Number 12, Peter Grozos. Number 13, Liam Saba. Number 21, Yuta Komura. Number 24, Ben Gasson. Number 31, Yuto Fujita. And number 34, Marcus Fernandez. And Eijin Kishimoto was a recruit over the off-season, arriving at APIA from the Mounties FC. He slipped over there, allowing Arambasic in, and some save for Kalatz, and some start to the game. That could have been for Olympic, and another attempt there from Peter Grozos. But how about that for a start for the visitors? Kishimoto, who we were just speaking about, slipping over at the vital moment, almost allowing in Arambasic. Generally from that position, you would have expected Marko Arambasic to find the back of the net, but only Kalatz with a big save to kick this game off. That was an opportunity inside the first 30 seconds of the game. What a start that would have been for Melito's tenure. But now Gonzalez at the other end, and Politis comes across and clears away. Here's Ziggy Gordon now. High press from APIA, and when the team's down and down in confidence, putting them under immediate heavy pressure is the way to keep them down. Here's Gonzalez, gets a start today with Presley Ortiz out with a broken hand. One straight back again by the home team, but ball rolls through to Josip Orlovic. Decent crowd here built into Lambert Park this afternoon. Unfortunately, our camera's not facing the way of the stand, so you aren't able to see, but between 400 and 500 people walked into this little boutique stadium. He's Muatamalo, and hasn't he made a good return after that ACL injury he suffered last season? Good to see him back, such an important player for APIA over the years. And again, Saba forced into a clearance. Under pressure from APIA. Here's Connor Starbo. Flicks it out wide to Kuda. And Michael Kuda takes the ball infield. Monge. Caspers. Good work there from Olympic to win the ball back. And try and release Arambasic now, but Muatamalo deals with that. Speaking to Franco Parisi pre-game, a number of key players missing from APIA's lineup, but you look at the starting 11 they're able to field here today. It speaks volumes of their depth. Well, without Ortiz, Segredo, Max Court, Sean Simmons, just to name a few, all unavailable for selection. Only one game still to be played in this round 11 action. That one coming from 5 p.m. Manly and Rockdale do battle at Cromer Park. As Connor Starbo looks to get on to the end of that, but a strong captain's challenge from Politis, and Kambayashi looked to switch there, but well defended. Sydney FC have managed to pull a goal back against Blacktown, but Blacktown still leading that one by 2-1. Just over 5 minutes remaining. That goal scored moments ago at Wollongong. The Wolves have just taken the lead against the Sutherland Sharks as well. 2-1 now in that one. Two teams in very good form. Cross comes into the box, headed away by Politis again. Been very involved defensively in the opening 5 minutes of this game, Peter Politis, and he'll really need to lead his Chargers by example. Try and keep them positive throughout the game. The worst thing that could happen for Olympic is conceding early here. Action kicked off on Saturday in the NPL competition. The SD Raiders scoring late via Luka Knežević to take all 3 points against St. George, who recorded their 5th straight defeat, and after an incredible start, free fall at the moment for the Saints. UNSW, some Harb brilliance, finding the winner in the dying embers of that game as well. Sydney United needed a late goal in their game. Now down 2-1 at 1 point against Northwest Sydney Spirit. Connor Starbo's old club as he gives the ball away. Kruslovic there popping up to secure another 3 points for Sydney United. Take their tally to 31 points for the season. 10 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses. Incredible start. And the final game of Saturday night, Marconi defeating St. George 2-1 at Penshurst Park. As we said, this is the second last game of the round. The final one coming to you from 5 p.m. Manly United hosting Rockdale Illingdon. Ball played forward. Muatamalo will need to be aware. Noise allows play to continue. It was a foul there in back play, but let it go. Fong almost gets caught in possession. Just to keep the ball in. And Matamalo plays it forward. Finds Gonzalez. Bit of a point to prove for Gonzalez now with Ortiz out. The opportunity to take his starting claim. Wants more minutes. Well, he's got the opportunity now. The ball picked up by Monge. Kuda, who returns after concussion. Straight back into the starting lineup. Another important player. That's what APIA seems to have, such a fantastic culture. Players that have been here for a number of years now, a group of players I should say that have been here for a number of years, and year on in, it is just the addition of one or two new faces. That's all this squad needs. As Stewart drives through the middle of the field, closed down in the end by Grozos. Adam Basic trying to hold it up against Kishimoto. Did well until Monge came around, but again, Olympic managed to keep the ball. Hong's pass intercepted by Fong. Here's Marcus Fernandez. Nice combination player there with Komura. And now overlapping is Saba. Might not keep that in, and he doesn't. Pass had a little bit too much on it. Important few days coming up for Sydney Olympic Football Club in general. AGM due to happen on Tuesday. So the noise going around, and at the moment the football club needs stability. They need the community to come around together. Seeing Sydney Olympic at the bottom of the competition ladder, not something that we've grown up seeing, as Oscar Gonzalez gets into the area and manages to win his team a corner. The first corner of the afternoon goes the way of the home team. Kuda will jog over to deliver. I've seen him get on the end of a number of corners. And you've got the likes of Stewart and Temba Matamalo as targets in the box. Can use Kuda as the one to deliver. Kishimoto himself can get up quite well. They've gone short here to Kambayashi. Ball back to Kuda. Again, Kambayashi stayed on side. Cut back, falls for Conestabo. Looking to find the space, but good, desperate defending from Olympic. Kishimoto delivers, great ball in. Falls to Kambayashi, just wide. Excellent delivery from Kishimoto, and I was speaking briefly about him earlier before the slip. I'd allowed Adam Basic that chance in the opening moments of the game. Kishimoto, a member of Mounties for a couple of years, was plagued with injury, but always so much positivity about his quality and what he could offer. You see there how high he gets up. And Marko Arambasic is not a small guy by any means. Here is Kishimoto. Wins the foul. Suffered a number of muscular injuries, and then once arriving at Lambert Park, Kishimoto suffered a broken hand that further put him out. How about that for a pass from Kambayashi? Gonzalez across goal. Cleared away. APIA continue the pressure. Kambayashi closed down. Central pass for Kambayashi. Stewart picks it up, gets his head up. And they want to foul there, APIA. Whistle doesn't come. Doesn't come the other way either. Jack Rose letting the game flow at the moment. Stewart now driving forward, space in front of him. Has his cross blocked by Giasson. And Odlovic comes and picks up the loose ball, avoiding a corner. Odlovic searches for Arambasic. Kishimoto again gets up well. Kambayashi drops it for Kaspers. Konestabo. It's a tough ball for Muatamalo, and he had to get there ahead of Fujita. Monge touches off, but Fong fixes the error. And now Kambayashi. Kuda overlaps. Gets his head up, delivers into the box toward Gonzalez, cleared by the visitors. Komura showed some nice technique there to bring that down, and look at the strength of Kishimoto. Muscled Arambasic there. Now Grozos. Square pass for Ziggy Gordon. Komura over the top for Saba. And Kishimoto plays it back to Kalatz. Last touch there off Politis. Sydney FC have managed to equalise against Blacktown, summing up their season 2-2 in the 90th minute there, as Gonzalez is released by Jack Stewart. Stewart gets it back again. Was looking for the pass for Konestabo and just cleared in time. Komura. And you can hear the APIA bench barking to just keep the press up, step up higher, and they've won the ball again. Stewart for Monge. Just feel as though that last pass is just missing from APIA at the moment. They're combining well in short spaces. And they need that last pass to release someone. It tends to not be the best pass. I can't say they lose the ball because they regain it very quickly. Just breaks the momentum of them moving forward. Here's Kura. Kura, a futsal root, representing Australia. Another favourite here at Lambert Park. Sutherland still lead, Wollongong still leads Sutherland by 2-1. That game also into the 90th minute now. Komura loses out to Kaspers, trying to win it back. Good work from Komura. But again, APIA quickly getting the ball back in their own possession. Stewart can't turn. And now a chance for Olympic to break the other way. Grozos, who had that volley in the opening minute, that wasn't bad, and again, this time just testing Kalat, but not needing to overly exert himself, the goalkeeper. full-time at Elandon Sports Centre. Sydney FC rescue a point, and it's 2 points lost for Blacktown from the position they were in, while the Wolves defeat Sutherland by 2-1. Massive result, that one. Kambayashi one-on-one with Saba. Kambayashi, what a ball to find Caspers, and just wide of the target. Fantastic work from Seiya Kambayashi. Orluich sends it forward. Matamalo wins the header. Oscar Gonzalez was looking for that ball to drop his way, didn't quite do so. Politis again, reacting well defensively. Nice switch play there by Caspers, but again, pass just a little off. This time from Stewart. Here's Caspers again. Kambayashi is making an intriguing run down this left flank. Caspers chose not to play him. Might get there now. Here's Connor Starbo out wide to Seiya Kambayashi. Into the area, clips it over the top, and no one arriving at the far post. Stewart does now and has a go, but wide of the target. And APIA continued to pepper the Sydney Olympic goal. Sydney Olympic side who hasn't won since round 2. A 5-1 win over SD Raiders on that afternoon. They managed to get a point the week after as well. But since round 3, they have not collected a single point. Again, Kishimoto getting up so high. And Caspers there. Fans not happy. Wanted a foul and a card, but Grozos is back to his feet now. Caspers for Matamalo. Matamalo's wearing the captain's armband. On the team sheet it had that only Kalat was the captain. Here's Grozos. And down goes Matamalo, but reacted well there, Matamalo. Caspers feeds in Connor Starbo. Gonzalez ahead of him. Ooh, and that one was, well, the referee's given a foul. Connor Starbo had slipped, and it looked a pretty heavy challenge on Ziggy Gordon. I'm not sure. Did not look good for Ziggy Gordon. Straight into the knee. Connor Starbo had lost his footing. There wasn't a foul from Gordon, even though Connor Starbo has the free kick. That one could have been very, very ugly for Ziggy Gordon. If he escapes no injury here, he's going to be very, very lucky. I think more frustrating for Olympic is Ziggy Gordon needs to go off after receiving attention. If Olympic were to concede here now, I feel aggrieved that a free kick was given Apia's way, but now having to defend the free kick without the experience of Gordon also puts them at a further detriment. Taking it short. Monge was looking for Gonzalez, but I guess you could say a bit of justice there. Sydney Olympic. Here's Caspers, gets his head up into the feet of Gonzalez, clipped in the area, and the referee had no option but to point to the spot. It was quite clear from here. Marcus Fernandez, I believe, is the one that made the foul. It was unnecessary contact, and I'd love to have a look at that again, but on first viewing, I have to say, it was the right decision. And despite all their hard work defensively in the first 20 minutes, it's going to be a penalty now to defend for Josip Podlovic. It was actually Ziggy Gordon that had made the foul. I've looked back again, and still, I have to say, from having a look again, Ziggy Gordon came in a little overzealous unnecessarily. I have to say the penalty justified from my viewing. And now Jack Stewart has the chance to put the home team in front. 25th minute, Jack Stewart down the middle and puts APIA ahead here at Lambert Park. A confidently taken penalty. Josip Podlovic diving the wrong way. And APIA Leichhardt take the lead. 1-0, 25 minutes in. The home side lead from the spot. And Olympic now have a lot of hard work to do.
APIA Leichhardt 1, Olympic 0.
Monge giving the ball away straight away, Olympic. Stewart looking for Gonzalez, who was fouled for that penalty. It goes down again. No free kick this time. Fong read that really well. And Stewart rode the challenge as well. Here he is, the goal scorer. Square pass to Kuda. And Gonzalez made an intelligent run behind Peter Politis. He wasn't tracked either. Oh, how about that for a pass from Stewart? Kuda cuts it back. Will Monge get there? No, he won't. Fujita did instead. That was a lovely move by APIA. Kuda back to Caspers. His pass is intercepted. Kuda for Kambayashi. Monge looking for Fong, and Odlovic gets there and almost slid outside of the box. Good goalkeeping though. Now space for Fujita to run into it. Again though, great defending from APIA. They react so well. Free kick this time goes the way of the visitors. Aside from that chance in the opening 60 seconds, they haven't really done much at all, Sydney Olympic, from an attacking point of view. Although their defending was quite desperate and good at times. A poor error from Ziggy Gordon to Jake Rose, having no other option but to point to the spot. And that hard work comes undone. Kishimoto for Kura. Fong looking for Stewart. Garçon with Stewart, but Stewart just gets ahead of him, and Ziggy Gordon clears away. Monge, Caspers. Watamalo. Square for Kishimoto. Kura, central for Seiya Kambayashi. Here's Kura. APIA happy to keep the ball here now. And look at the run from Kura. Caspers went the other way, searching for Fong. Garçon deals with that and clears away. Monge's pass to Kishimoto was sure. Arambasic smelt that and almost intercepted. Kishimoto just swinging away, ensuring the ball stayed away from the striker. And here's Monge now. Did well to bring that down, but not to keep it in. Here's Grozos. Good feet from Grozos, but good recovery from Caspers. Last touch off Kambayashi. Fernandez back to Politis. Gordon into the feet of Komura. Nice play from Jack Stewart, and Fong sees space ahead. Fujita had a contact there, and Fong goes all the way. The contact didn't matter. It wasn't enough because Cameron Fong goes all the way through and places the ball in the bottom corner. An excellent finish from Cameron Fong to double APIA's advantage. It has to be said, it's a well-deserved lead for the home team. The ability from Fong to take that ball forward so well, ride the challenge from Fujita, and then place it in the bottom corner with such composure, in particular for a defender. A well-taken strike. And again, Jack Stewart involved as well. Lovely football from APIA. It's that sexy football Franco Parisi always talks about. The APIA trademark. And Gonzalez almost gets the better of Politis. Politis. Modlovic under pressure, clears away. Kura. Kambayashi arriving. Saba. That muscles him. Strong tackle from Kura. And Kura might come away with this. 50-50 there with Hong in the end. APIA ball. Just shows how important every ball is to this APIA team. Could have quite easily given up on that, but put his body on the line. And from that, ends up winning his team a throw and could lead to more in the ensuing attack. How about this? Gonzalez finds some space and Good challenge from Peter Politis again. Took enough off that shot to make it easy for Orlovic to save. Olympic has to be careful not to concede another before the break, because this really could get messy for them. Gordon back to Orlovic, who in fairness couldn't do much about either goal. The first a penalty, the second a fantastic strike from Cameron Fong. Kura gets it out to Monge. Gonzalez leaves it for Kura. Gets it back again. Take a corner if you can, or a throw. Gets the ladder. Cleared away. Kishimoto once more, and Arambasic there throws him off. He might get another goal though. Kambayashi sees his shot deflected. And that's just frustration from Arambasic. Unnecessary from Sydney Olympic number 9. Kishimoto asking the question, and the frustration comes from Kishimoto winning every single aerial duel between the two so far in this game. You go back to that first minute and the chance Arambasic missed. You can see why the frustration is building. Corner comes in from Kambayashi, punched away by Orlovic. Only as far as Conestabo, and the pressure remains on Olympic. Kura will deliver again. Cross comes in toward the near post and bounces on the 6-yard box. Arambasic takes it away and drives through. Great strong running from the striker. Gets the foul. Conestabo will get a yellow. And that's more of what Olympic needs. Someone to take the game with both hands and try and create something, as Arambasic did there. A powerful run from him. Ball clipped in toward Arambasic. Flicks the header on to Ziggy Gordon. And Kura snuffs out the ball and clears away. Son plays it back forward, but Olympic committed numbers forward. They could be under a bit of pressure here now. Jack Stewart driving forward. Still Stewart goes. Cuts back. Good defending from Fujita. Another free kick going the way of Olympic. A little bit better the last couple of minutes from the visitors, but it's not enough. They need to be more persistent. Need to keep the ball for longer periods and start to try and create a little more. Switch ball intended for Fujita. Straight out over the sideline for a throw for the home team. Throw taken long. Arambasic flicks the header on and did well to beat Guatemala in the air. Conestabo. Pass doesn't make its way out to Stewart. Kiason reacted well. Arambasic has got himself involved much more since that coming together with Kishimoto. Honged as well to get himself in front of Kaspers. Now Orlovic. Ziggy Gordon. Pass straight to his coach's feet. Unfortunately for him, he isn't playing at the moment. Could use an extra man because APIA are really in control of this one. Kishimoto for Seiya Kambayashi. Switched across from Guatemala. Now Stewart. Great feet from Stewart to beat the first defender. Conestabo couldn't control the ball. And again, the pressure from Kishimoto, too much for Arambasic. Having no luck in that battle with Kishimoto. Arambasic had a bit more luck with Guatemala, only in the last couple of minutes though. As Kaspers spreads the ball to Fong. Into the feet of Stewart. Lifts that one high toward the back post and might fall here for Conestabo. Bouncing about in the area, and Olympic clear their lines, and Arambasic won't give up on this one. It's just gone out. Showing a bit of pace there, Arambasic. Kiason takes the ball forward. Now Fujita. Politis. Saba into the feet of Monge. Not wearing a gold jersey. Stewart searching for Cameron Fong. 5 minutes from half-time, less than 5 minutes from half-time. And APIA Leichhardt are in full control here at Lambert Park in the West Derby. Here's Arambasic. Great feet from Marko Arambasic. Might do it all himself. He seems to be the only player out there at the moment doing something. Grozos, good ball in. Guatemala with a great sliding challenge. Danger still not clear. Conestabo heads away. Hong. Ball falls and disappointing effort there. Well over the bar. And Oli Kalatz not worried at all with that effort from Marcus Fernandez. Was better though from the visitors. Kaspers, the reverse pass, but Ziggy Gordon at full stretch just manages to intercept it. Grozos looking for Saba. Couldn't find his teammate though. Matamalo. Square for Kishimoto. Caspers. Plays so elegantly, does Eddie Caspers. More on his nose with that next pass he's going. Before he receives the ball. Monge back for Stewart. Stewart into the box. Cleared away. Matamalo keeps it in. Apia come again, but poor pass from Matamalo and Komura. And Grozos gives it up there. Inquisition in between the Apia players. Why that loose pass was given away? Why was it the pass? Was that there was no one standing in that area? Politis. Central only finds the opposition, and again Apia come through Stewart. Could ball into Monge, and look at the time and space for Monge to turn. Gonzalez now, cross goal, cleared by Politis. You can hear the Apia bench calling for the press, and they've won it back. Here's Kuda. Saw a bit of space, thought he'd go for it. Brought back though, Stewart now. Jack Stewart goes to curl one, but well over the bar. Final 60 seconds of the first half. Fernandez, forward for Arambasic. Flick on came, but no one ran. The Olympic players very well fatigued at the moment, and Apia's held the ball for the majority of the first half. Olympic players have done a lot of running off the ball. Here's Caspers. Wide for Kuda. Apia still full of running. Cross comes in. Good ball in. No one there. Caspers might pick up the scraps. He doesn't. Conestabo does. Bit of a nudge in the back, and pass from Conestabo for Kuda. Goes out over the sideline. Saba. Kuda heads it down. Kambayashi with a neat flick. Gets it back from Monge. Last chance of the first half, potentially.
Called 2 minutes extra time.
Ball straight into the hands of Josip Podlovic. 2 minutes of time has been added on. Minimum of 2 minutes, should be said. And the Olympic bench playing silly buggers there. Not allowing Apia to take the throw quickly. Kicking the ball under the bench. Here's Kuda. Stewart runs out of real estate, and it'll be a throw for Sydney Olympic. Casper's getting back and doing some defensive work. And again, and Kambayashi. This will be the last chance of the first half if Apia can create something. Not with that pass. Matamalo steps through. Kambayashi goes down. A yellow card coming out for Saba. First man to go into the book for the visitors is Liam Saba. Won't be too much time remaining. Jake Rose's watch. And that is half time at Lambert Park. The home side comfortably in control after the first 45 minutes. They lead by 2 goals to nil. Jack Stewart opened the scoring from the spot. Cameron Fong made it with a very well taken goal midway through, toward the end of the first half. Half-time scoreline here at Lambert Park. It's APIA Leichhardt 2, Sydney Olympic 0. See you back here in 15 minutes for the second half.
University New South Wales beat Western
teams are back out for the second half here at Lambert Park, and we've got a special guest in the gantry as well. The one and only Will Gotsis will be following the game here beside me. Unfortunately, we don't have a microphone to get him involved, but he's here with us, enjoying the football on this Sunday evening. This game where APIA are in full control after that opening 45 minutes. Jack Stewart opening the scoring from the spot before Cameron Fong, a lovely finish to make it 2. Olympic seem to have made a couple changes at the break. Get them soon. Fourth official just getting the numbers up on the board. Brooklyn Malia is one of those to come on. Coming on for Yuta Komura, and the other, Jacob Resoglavic, replacing Liam Saba, who did receive a yellow card toward the end of that first half. Kishimoto. How about that for a touch from Michael Kuda? Can he deliver now? Well, not really. One he would love to get back. It was a good first touch though. Olympic have to be really careful here. As we said, haven't won since round 2. Results haven't gone their way either so far. This afternoon, although Blacktown were hit back, here's Arambashic with a chance, and easy in the end for Ollie Kallarts. It was another good chance for Marko Arambashic. I said in the first half he was the only one that looked like making something happen, and Stewart, who was involved in both goals in the first half for APIA, he looked like he had a good position. Forced out a little wide now. Comes back centrally, looking for the run of Monge. His pass is intercepted, and a foul there from Fong. And Manly have also kicked off at Cromer Park. That is the final game of the round. (0-0), no goals there so far. Throw taken. Matamala quickly there. Close down Arambashic, and now Gonzalez faces forward, and great feet from Gonzalez. Goes down after the challenge from Politis. No foul. Calls it handball now as well. The whistle doesn't come for either. It looked as though Gonzalez had got away from Politis. Looked as though it was a foul. Jay Crows didn't blow the whistle, had a good view of the situation. Right on the edge of the area as well. Here's Kura, Kambayashi giving the option. Monge tries to find Kambayashi. Gets it back after Olympic can't clear their lines. Caspers now. Back to Kambayashi. Over the top for Gonzalez. It was almost the perfect pass. Fujita held off the defender. Politis couldn't get there. Kambayashi gets the loose ball and blocked there by Politis again. Made some major challenges in this game so far. Oh, yeah, that's a bad foul on Kishimoto by Grozos. Olympic fans, not the happiest, but who would be in their situation currently? Jack Rose making a couple of good calls there, I think. Stewart's ball goes out over the byline. To get us restarted with a goal kick. Kishimoto again wins that battle. Won it the whole first half. The same trend continues in the second so far. Orlovic to Politis. Olympic managed to keep possession. Malia can't keep the ball in. Kambayashi. Politis reads the pass. Kaspers makes a good challenge. Helter Skelter there in the middle of the park. Good tackle from Brooklyn Malia. Space here for Fujita. Has the capability, Yuto Fujita, one-on-one. Gets beyond Guatemala. Goal kick. Fujita perplexed as to how Jack Rose didn't point to at least the corner. Interesting call there. APIA in possession though through Kambayashi. Fong overlaps. Stewart gets it back. Great movement from them. Stewart now takes one with ease. Gets past the other. Stewart with the left, deflected. Wasn't heading on target. Orlovic avoids the corner though. Stewart. Kishimoto in his first start has had an impressive game, has to be said. Done an excellent job up against Adam Basic, and aside from that slip inside the first 60 seconds, safe to say he hasn't put a foot wrong. Here's Gonzalez. Back to Kura. Stewart is offside. Flag was raised straight away. Franco Farinella and Alex Denmead are being warmed up by Franco Parisi. They will be in action, I believe, in the Cup on Tuesday night against Hurstville Zagreb. Orlovic taking no chances. Olympic, I believe they faced Marconi at the Crest. I think that game is scheduled for Wednesday night. Gordon back to Orlovic. Under pressure. Can't find the pass to Tresoglavic. Off the ball incident. Yellow card. Goes the way of Fernandez. High foot. Olympic take on Marconi on the 29th of April in the Australia Cup at the Crest. Interesting choice of venue. Wonder how the two teams will, how cozy the two teams will be in the change rooms at the Crest. Kambayashi to take this free kick. Cross comes in. Headed away. Poor decision making there by Grozos. Means the pressure remains on Olympic. Again, Kishimoto. So strong. And Marko Arambasic isn't a weak player at least. Quite strong on and off the ball. Has the pace as well, strong in the air. And Kishimoto this evening seems like the Hulk next to him. Here's Gordon taking the ball forward. Politis. His pass intercepted by Kura. Now Kambayashi. Good first touch, looking to playing Gonzalez. Leaves it for Monge, and how about that? Sexy football's back again. And APIA Leichhardt turn it up once more. Fabian Monge finishes off a lovely team move. Oscar Gonzalez left it for Monge, who buried the ball in the bottom corner. And APIA extend their lead to 3-0. Michael Conestabo will get a rest, as will Monge. That'll be his last action of the game, and what's a way to finish the night. Denmead and Farinella both come on.
Substitution for APIA Leichhardt coming on. Number 99, Frankie Farinella. Number 11, Rory Jordan.
In fact, it's Rory Jordan, not Alex Denmead, to come on. Kambayashi couldn't keep that in. Farinella almost finding Kambayashi with that touch. And Kishimoto gets a yellow card for that. Did dive into the challenge, Eijin Kishimoto. Fernandez with the free kick now for Olympic. Can they get themselves back into the game? They need a goal soon. They haven't looked like scoring one since that opening minute changes. chance as Kambayashi makes a run forward. Throwing for the visitors. And now we're gone. And APIA, 3 goals to the good. Works out here for Hong, looking to release Adam Basic, but when things aren't going for you, they really aren't. And decision-making and confidence become an issue. You could see that in that pass. It was rushed, and it wasn't precise. Great work from Caspers. Dances past 3 challenges. Jordan spreads the ball wide now. Kuda over the top for Kambayashi. Tries to cut it back for Caspers, but an important touch there. I think it was Tresoglavic who got in, and strong tackle from Farinella. Going strong there, Franco Farinella, but it seemed as though he won all ball, and now Gonzalez slips over. Adam Basic has a go and pulls it wide. Farinella gets a high five from Kambayashi, telling him he made a good challenge, and I think it was more so the surprise that caught Grozos off guard. I certainly didn't see Farinella coming from where he did. It was a hard challenge, but fair from here. It looks as though Michael Melito will make another change. And it will be Grozos who comes off, it seems. It is.
Substitution for Sydney Olympic coming on, number 16, Bailey Callahan.
Replaced by Bailey Callahan. Here's Grozos.
Peter Grozos.
Here's Fong. Into the feet of Stewart. Turns, faces forward, finds Jordan. Rory Jordan, who's recently married. Returned from his honeymoon only a week or so ago. Some minutes in the 20s team last week and straight into the first team today. Malia forced backwards after the pressure from Caspers. Tresoglavic. Callahan. Tresoglavic again. There's the ball back for Gordon. Politis. Kuda pinches the ball back. Gonzalez tried to show a bit of class there. Lost the ball though. Look how high APIA are pressing here. The Olympics done well to play out of that press. Gasson perfectly weighted ball for Fujita. Gets in the area. Fujita just wide. It was saved in the end by Cullarts. Oh, fantastic fingertip save from the APIA keeper to keep a clean sheet for now. Ball from Gerson for Fujita was perfectly weighted. Fujita did excellently well to find the space for himself. The shot seemed bound for the bottom corner had it not been for Ollie Kullatz. Olympic now continue the pressure, and that was a free header. Should have done much better. I think it was Hong. All that header needed to be was on target, and the scoreline now would read 3-1. In the end, couldn't find the target. Kishimoto to Farinella. Just sit down for Kura. Callahan does enough to push Kura out over the sideline. Last touch off Farinella. Throw in for Olympic. In a difficult start to life as the head coach for Michael Milito. 3-0 down. Against APIA at Lambert Park. It's one of those difficult games you don't want to be on the bench for the start of your tenure as a head coach. One of the 4 teams you'd probably try to avoid if possible. Here's Jordan. Rory Jordan, good tackle from Politis, and again, defensively he's been outstanding for Olympic. Adam Basic at the other end as well. That's about all that Olympic can write home about, to be honest. Play a must-win game next week at home at Belmore against UNSW. We'll get to that as APIA make further changes.
And number 30, Alex Denmead.
Naveed Alizada and Alex Denmead both come in. Jack Stewart, the scorer of the opening goal. And Michael Kuda, both are replaced for the final 20 or so minutes of this one. As I said, Olympic next week face a must-win game at home against UNSW if they're to save their season. I know it's so early still to be talking about saving the season, but if UNSW were to beat them next week, that would create a 11-point gap between the two. UNSW currently in 11th place. Gonzalez drives forward. Tackle from behind there by Tresoglavic. Steam fair by Rose. And a big problem for Olympics' upcoming fixtures. After that game against UNSW, they are on the road 3 games in a row. In fact, 4 games in a row. Get to that in a moment. They're away from home the next 4 weeks after this UNSW clash next Saturday. They travel first to Sydney United, then to the Marconi Stallions, then Sydney FC, and Blacktown City. this run does not look very, very good for Olympic. In particular, if they can't pick up any points next week. Cross comes in, great delivery, and somehow that stayed out. I'll have another chance to keep the pressure on APIA. Last touch came off an Olympic player. We play against the NSW team next week that came away with 3 points last night. They're in some decent form themselves. Kambayashi with the outswinger. Kishimoto got up so well. Here's Fujita. Denmead back for Kishimoto. Wins the header at the second time of asking. Jordan. Kambayashi comes down. Kaspers. Here's Denmead. Denmead again. Parisi being able to bring on players like Farinella and Denmead, who, in my humble opinion, would start in any other or almost any other NPL 1 team. Week in, week out. Shows the quality that APIA possesses. Adam Basic now breaks through. One-on-one with Kalatz. Adam Basic over the bar. And Ollie Kalatz was out so fast off his line. Adam Basic's last touch was a little heavy, and Kalatz made himself so big. The Olympic striker tried to chip it over. In the end, too much on it and over the bar. And again, I repeat, Adam Basic has been Olympics' best player, but he's also had their 2 best chances. 2 chances that really should have been goals. And APIA might punish him now. Good challenge there from Politis again. Muatamalo for Fong. Kambayashi wants it, was going toward Gonzalez. Loose ball in the middle of the park, and Denmead comes away, or Jordan comes away with it. Tried to poke it through for Gonzalez. Odlovic gets there first. And you have to think that chance in the opening minute for Olympic, had Marko Arambasic found the back of the net, how would have that changed this game? It would have given Olympic a world of confidence that they are absolutely lacking at the moment. Now look back on that moment. This one not so much. The game is all but done and dusted. Would have definitely served as some confidence as Fujita just tried to belt the leather off the ball there. Wasn't really close to causing Kalatz any grief. You feel as though he should have, from there, at least made the keeper work. So much more energy from the APIA team. Again, it comes down to the situation you find yourself in. And Olympic find themselves in a very poor position at the moment. And the body language is there. Can't say the players aren't trying, but they're giving it their best. It's just not working at the moment. Jordan spreads it wide for Denmead, who loves these opportunities. Cuts in on the right. Alex Denmead into the hands of Odlovic. Gordon. Again, APIA win the ball comfortably in the middle of the park. Good challenge from Politis again, and I have to say, had it not been for Peter Politis, this could have been a very, very ugly scoreline this evening. He's made a number of crucial challenges and interceptions. Kambayashi now looking to make it worse. A cross goal, and Gonzalez should have scored there. Great ball by Seiya Kambayashi. How about that for defending from Kaspers? Ball falls to Adam Basic though. And Farinella back defending and winning the ball, and APIA in possession again. Great turn from Rory Jordan. Farinella. Now Kaspers. 15 minutes to go in this one. Kambayashi took his eye off the ball for a moment, but wins it back. Combines with Gonzalez in the box. Kambayashi cuts back, but Gordon cleans up. Matamalo into the feet of Jordan. Kishimoto. Kaspers. Jordan. Oh, what's a pass from Rory Jordan. Finds Denmead. Denmead in the area. Farinella wants it. Still Denmead, twists and turns. Oh, and movement didn't come from Gonzalez, but they wanted the ball played earlier, the APIA players. Good defending from Fong, one-on-one. Gets it out to Kambayashi. Back to Fong again. You just feel as though a fourth isn't too far away for the home team. Pressure's relentless, really. Kaspers to Matamalo. Kambayashi. Olympic are going to make another change. Gonzalez trying to turn away from Ziggy Gordon. No support for Adam Basic. He's done so much hard work on his own at the front. Denmead. Great turn. Shimmies away. Gets it back. Denmead. And couldn't find the back of the net. It would have been a lovely move. Great combination between him and Navid Alizada. Fujita. Josh Hong. Now Fernandez. Tresoglavic. Tresoglavic delivers into the box. Fong. Thought he had a bit more time, but quickly across was Fujita. Gordon heads it down. Hong. First time in a little while that Olympics had possession for a little bit longer. They've given it back now. Kishimoto read that. Hong gets it back. Loses it. Good battle between him and Kaspers, and Olympic come away with the ball. Here's Fujita now. Still Fujita. Fong fouls. Free kick for the visitors. Georgios Luka is about to come on for Olympic. Free kick opportunity now for Olympic. With 10 minutes to go, you can't imagine it'd be more than a consolation, but definitely a confidence booster for them. Goes direct for Jita. Punched away by Kalatz. Olympic get it back in a good area. Nobody in the box though. And Kalatz releases with some throw over halfway for Denmead. Denmead's touch. Saw the ball get away from him, but he's won it back now. Jordan running at Gordon. Finds Gonzalez, who blasts the ball into the top corner. The pass from Jordan was exquisite. The finish, a belter into the top corner by Oscar Gonzalez. He won the penalty in the first half and now finds himself on the score sheets in emphatic fashion. And APIA extend their lead to 4-0. As Olympic make some changes. What a way to score your first of the night by Gonzalez. The connection was perfect. A couple changes by Sydney Olympic. As we said, Georgios Luka, one of those to come on.
Antonio Rizzo. Coming off number 22, Eddie Caspers.
Eddie Caspers has earned a rest after a fantastic performance from him in the middle of the park. Replaced by Antonio Rizzo, who has been in some crazy form himself. He scored 9 goals in his last 5 games across the 20s competition and the Australia Cup qualifying rounds. And speaking to Franco Parisi pre-game, he said there's no way you can't reward this kid for what he's done. Matamalo, Denmead. Almost lost that ball there. Alex Denmead did so well to keep it and win the foul in the end as well. A ball that he had no right to keep, really, in the end. Can APIA add more to this scoreline? Kambayashi. Alizada delivers. It'll be another corner. It's interesting to note APIA, who've well and truly won this game and probably won it since they scored that second goal, have not stopped searching for more. Kambayashi delivers a corner toward the near post. Headed away by Luka. It'll be another corner. They've had a number of corners, APIA. Generally been some good deliveries too, but haven't managed to score from one yet. Kambayashi delivers again. Great ball by Odlovic with some safe hands. Too close to the keeper from Kambayashi. Experience there from Watamalo. Comes across and flicks the ball up, but given away by Denmead too easily there. Farinella working hard to get back. Keeps it in. Just. Denmead drops it off. Throw in for the home side. Rizzo's moved into the striker role. Oscar Gonzalez to the left wing, and that's where Rory Jordan's pass goes. Pass was looking for Rizzo from Gonzalez. A little too far away from him. Great work there by Malia. Looking for the pass for Luca. And Luca gets in and gets one back. The substitute, Georgios Luca, makes it 4-1. Good awareness to pick up the loose ball. And was calm and collected with his finish. APIA will be disappointed that they didn't keep that clean sheet. A confidence booster nonetheless for a team that's in need of any sort of positivity at the moment. Denmead for Rizzo. Denmead gets it back. Nice combination between those two. Now Jordan. Back for Farinella. Alizada. Closed down by Georgios Luca. Farinella. Back for Watamalo. Now Fong. APIA happy to keep the ball. The final minutes of the 90 now. Almost coughed up possession again. Get lucky by retaining the throw. Callahan. Fernandez has been replaced, meanwhile, for Sydney Olympic. After they scored that consolation goal. Jordan back for Kullatz. Gonzalez into the area, has his shot blocked, might fall for Rory Jordan. He's looking for Gonzalez. Been a very good performance from APIA, and you'd almost say perfect had they not conceded that goal so late on. Some of the football they've played, some of the goals they've scored have been top class. They're back at Lambert Park again next week, where they host the St. George Saints. They then travel to Ernie Smith to take on the SD Raiders. Round 14, back here again, Sunday the 10th of May. Put it in your diaries. APIA Leichhardt v Sydney United. What a game that promises to be. All eyes will be on Lambert Park, no doubt for that one. Fourth official has indicated there'll be 3 minutes of additional time. Farinella intercepts that. Rizzo. Jordan plays it forward. Rizzo couldn't control it. Politis taking no chances, heads it out. Adrian Ucino on the far side. Who would have thought he'd make such a good ball boy after all his years in the middle of the park? Showing his ball handling skills with his hands aren't bad either. Gordon passes the ball straight into the feet of Maitamalo. He's Rizzo now. Driving forward. Finds Kambayashi. Back to Jordan. Jordan's pass. Can't find Gonzalez. Goal kick to Olympic. Feels as though these Olympic players can't wait to get back into the sheds. Back onto the training park. Melito has some serious work to do ahead of next week's clash against UNSW. A real 6-pointer, that one. That's where their attention needs to go to, because what awaits them after next week is a horrid run of fixtures where with current form you can't be expecting them to secure too much. In very minor patches, they've shown quality tonight. But they were few and far between those moments. A clearly well-deserved victory for APIA. Can they add another here? Potentially the last chance of the game. Kishimoto again, proving to be a brick wall for this Sydney Olympic attack. Throw goes the way of the home team, and that should just about do us here this evening at Lambert Park. And Jake Rose calls time here at Lambert Park. A very comprehensive and convincing 4-1 win by APIA Leichhardt over Sydney Olympic. The home team opened the scoring from the spot via Jack Stewart. They then doubled their lead just before the break. Cameron Fong with a well-taken goal. It was sexy football for all to see in the second half. Fabian Monge and Oscar Gonzalez scoring some even better goals than what we saw in the first to extend APIA's lead to 4. Yorgos Luka pulled one back for Olympic. It would only be a consolation as Franco Parisi's man moving to second place on the competition ladder. A fantastic 4-1 victory. Sydney Olympic have it all to do. They remain bottom of the competition with a lot of work remaining ahead of them. Full time and good night here from Lambert Park. APIA Leichhardt 4, Sydney Olympic 1.